Lies.
Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here with you. It is week 313, and it is theme week. In compliments of our fearless leader James, it is Child's Play week. And yours truly has the task of talking just a couple minutes of the third installment in the Child's Play franchise from 1991. Of course, we are talking Child's Play 3, directed by Jack Bender. And but the real guy that we ought to mention is the writer, and up to 3 and beyond, the principal writer, the originator, the creator of Child's Play, of course, Don Mancini. And so he is a big name. But this film in particular, part 3, stars Justin Whalin as Andy, Perrey Reeves as DeSilvia, Jeremy, look at that, we got a Jeremy in the cast. Jeremy Sylvers is Tyler, and of course Shelton, played by Travis Fine. And of course, just as we can't not mention Don Mancini, you cannot not mention Brad Dourif as the voice of Chucky. And maybe my favorite piece of the entire thing is just listening to Brad Dourif. What an absolutely incredible, talented, gifted actor he is, and glad he's around. But this installment in particular revolves around the idea that leaving about 8 years, and this is the DVD copy there from Universal, of course. MGM initially was behind the original, but then I'm not sure how it all worked out, but Universal stepped in and took over the reins of ownership, and so it is a Universal, which always throws me a little bit, because when I throw it in, I'm not expecting Universal to come up. I guess I'm expecting MGM, but so this one revolves. We take about 8 years after the events of the second, and let's see here. The Toy Factory, which the sequel to the original, finds its final act played out, has basically been shut down, of course, for 8 years. And the owner is in the business of getting this Toy Factory back going again. And at the same time, Andy is 8 years older, and he's been put, or is in the process of being put, into a military academy for troubled youth, I guess, as it would be. And so we'll catch up with Andy in this new environment, and it's an environment that actually Don Mancini was very particular on in terms of taking the script for the third part. And I dug up my Gore Zone number 20 and read the article there on Child's Play 3. And there's some interesting things in there. But first, before I hit that, what also hits my mind too, of course, this is 1991, and this Child's Play 3 is hitting the screens. This must have been the year of threes, because you got Puppet Master 3, Critters 3, Witchcraft 3, Ghoulies 3, and not only that, but there's just an absolute slew of part 4s and 5s, and just a lot of it's 91 is a heavy laden sequel year, and which is interesting. I wasn't expecting that when I pulled up horror movies from 1991 of all the sequels in there. But anyways, a couple things that came out of the article. It's really cool when you can dig out your old Gore Zones, Van Goghs, and you kind of dig in a little bit, and you find out things like how I didn't realize there was that the script for the original Child's Play actually went into arbitration, because Tom Holland and Mancini were fighting over rights of who would get final credit on the final script, and I was unaware of that. So that really put a sour taste in his mouth, and but then he would take the reins of writing the sequel, and then eventually, of course, here we are 3 in terms of the article. And I also did not know that Mancini was a product of UCLA, so he's been around a while, and Child's Play probably is his definitely is his love, and so it's kind of neat, just kind of reading, and just when you go back and read pieces like that, as I noticed actually that as the article was progressing, they were sort of giving out a few sort of little will expect this and expect this perhaps in the film. But one of them in particular was a scene that they told you expect, Andy to be caught up in this certain scene that was going to unfold, but in fact, it ends up being Tyler, the boy. So, and there goes my case. And so it's funny how things change from even when articles, are written in the year of the film or just prior to that film, you're really being hammered out. And you go back and read that stuff, and then you kind of see, well, that changed and this changed just a little bit. But in the end, I think Don was probably pretty happy. I mean, the military academy was that's what he really wanted. He wanted this idea of Andy coming, being confronted with his fears once and for all, and overcoming those fears with the whole military backdrop. And so as the film begins, of course, the toy factory gets into production, and of course the remnants of Chucky is there, and that gets thrown into the vat, and what you have is the of course the serial killer there. I can't even think of his name now. Just my mind just went blank. But anyways, of course, his spirit, as a result, gets put right into the very first Chucky doll offline, and once that goes into possession as a gift to the factory owner, Chucky, of course, finds his way in getting himself sent from there after he, dispatches the company president, and he'll get himself sent to the academy where he'll pick up looking for Andy in order that he might finally get to leave this shell of a body and find a human host, I guess, and so that will sort of evolve in kind of an interesting way at this academy, and really that is the plot. The rest of it just will unfold at this military academy with that as a backdrop, and the height of it will end within the midst of these war games going on, and of course Chucky will get himself doing some things that will have some not so great outcomes for those involved. And it's a fun movie. I mean, I'll be honest, Child's Play is just one of those franchises I never really sunk myself into. In fact, the only one I own is 3 for Theme Week. And I've never really gone out of my way to grab the franchise. I'm not sure why. I think at some point I wouldn't mind having the original Blu-ray, in part of the Blue collection. But, this one, I've heard it say, and it might have actually been Jeremy from the 22 Shots, who said that 3 actually, I think, was his favorite in the sense of seeing, he thought Chucky looked his best, and he does look pretty good in this movie. In fact, there's a great kill scene when he will invoke such fear and dread into the unsuspecting victim that the poor guy will actually have a heart attack and die. In which case, Chucky's response to is pretty it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I mean, at certain parts though, the movie did drag for me. I can't say, I don't know. Parts of it dragged, and I was kind of fighting to get towards the end of it, and it's probably absolutely blasphemous of what I'm saying, but I don't know. 3, I guess it would have been better if I could have just gone back and watched 1, 2, and then into 3, but I mean, it just didn't have that available to me. So 3, what else? I mean, Chucky looks great. The effects into him, in terms of how he looks, and is really good. The gore factor, there's a great, I love the scene. There's a scene that takes place with a dump truck where he's been tossed out. He's in the truck, but in the back of the dump truck, but he's our garbage truck, but he's able to lure the driver out to his own demise, and that whole scene as it unfolds is a lot of fun as well. And so I mean, it definitely has some fun moments. And of course, we know the franchise will continue to run onward until it's this latest of all latest incarnations that we have just recently seen, in which Mark Hamill became the voice, which other than the trailer I've not really seen or heard. But Child's Play 3, it's 91 against 1991, and Don Mancini is going strong as writer, And but I do believe, I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure every entry has its own director. And I think maybe the biggest surprise in this one was learning the feud between Mancini and Tom Holland. The first one, I was just kind of unaware of that. But apparently on this third entry, he did have a pretty good relationship going on with the director, and in fact visited the scene, or the set quite a few times. In fact, I think it went through like 5 major revisions, maybe, the script. I want to say it took about 3 months to write, I think, if I remember reading that right. Yeah, so other than that, I'm not sure what else I can add. There are those, I'm sure, much more gifted to bring this one to much better life than me, I guess. But I did enjoy it. I did enjoy watching it. And if it's been a while since you revisited 3, or any of them for that matter, as theme week rolls forward and we're getting all these child play reviews, now's a good time to go back and revisit some of these films in light of what's being said by the reviewers on BodyBags throughout this week. And so other than that, I hope I said something that has pique your curiosity, or maybe just a point of trivia. But other than that, enjoy theme week, enjoy Child's Play. If you're back revisiting all the movies, enjoy the reviews. And this is, again, week 313 as we roll on forward. And yeah, let's just leave it at that. As always, we end these things with Go Bill.